I spent 3 years teaching my daughter to paint sunsets every evening before discovering she was completely colorblind. She was 7 years old, and we've been painting together since she was 4. Every single night, we'd sit at our dining room table with newspapers spread across the surface, our brushes lined up by size, our water jars positioned just so, and create sunset after sunset. Her skill amazed everyone who saw her work. Teachers displayed her paintings in the school hallway. Relatives requested them as gifts. I'd framed a dozen of them throughout our house, proud of what we'd accomplished together. Then the email came from her art teacher, Miss Kellerman. The subject line made my stomach drop. Concerns about Emma. Please call immediately. When I called from my office, Miss Kellerman's voice was carefully neutral, the tone of someone delivering news they knew would hurt. Mr. Crawford, thank you for calling back so quickly. Something happened in art class today that concerns me deeply. Emma completed a color wheel assignment, and she labeled every single color incorrectly. Not just mixing up similar tones, but completely wrong identifications. She called red gray, orange brown, yellow light gray, green medium gray. Every color on the wheel was mislabeled as some shade of gray. My hands went cold. That's impossible. Emma paints beautifully. We paint together every night. I know, Miss Kellerman said gently. That's why I'm calling. I've seen her work. That's what makes this so concerning. She emailed me photos. The color wheel was technically perfect, each section painted with smooth gradients and precise boundaries, showing remarkable control for a 7-year-old. But every label was exactly as wrong as she described. That evening, I watched Emma during our painting session with new attention, my heart hammering against my ribs. Look at those beautiful orange and pink clouds, I said, pointing to the sunset through our window, the sky ablaze with color. Try mixing some cadmium orange with a touch of titanium white. Emma nodded confidently and reached for her paints without hesitation. But when I looked closely at what she'd chosen, my chest tightened painfully. The orange she selected was actually brown. The pink was gray. She mixed them together with complete confidence, her small hand steady, creating a muddy brownish gray mixture. I watched her for 20 minutes, describing colors she couldn't see, watching her select paints by some system I didn't understand. She squinted at the tubes, held them at different angles to the light, seemed to be reading something invisible to me. The painting that emerged was compositionally beautiful, her understanding of light and shadow sophisticated beyond her years, but chromatically wrong in a way I'd somehow never noticed before. The sky was brown where it should have been orange, gray where it should have been pink, muddy purple where it should have been brilliant red. How'd I looked at hundreds of sunset paintings and never noticed they were the wrong colors? What kind of father was I? After she went to bed, I pulled out every painting she'd ever created, spreading them across the living room floor. 3 years of evidence that something was wrong, and I've been too blind to see it. Too focused on her technique, her composition, her dedication. Too proud to look closely. The appointment with Dr. Leeds was scheduled for Friday morning. Emma sat in the examination chair, swinging her legs, trusting and unafraid while my world crumbled. The test confirmed my worst fear, complete colorblindness. Achromatopsia. Emma saw the world entirely in grayscale, had seen it that way since birth. 1 in 30,000 people. My daughter had learned to translate brightness levels into color names, creating an elaborate system that let her function in a color-focused world while seeing no hue at all. She's remarkably adaptive, Dr. Leeds said, but I barely heard him. For 3 years, she'd been painting sunsets she couldn't see, translating my descriptions into a language of light and dark that I never understood. Every evening, she'd sat beside me and created something beautiful in a world I couldn't imagine, never complaining, never telling me she was different. She learned my language perfectly while I never bothered to learn hers. That night, I asked her why she never told me. Emma looked at me with those trusting eyes and said simply, I didn't want to disappoint you, Dad. You love painting sunsets together.